Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life the Mundane and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you guys 3 things that I wish I would have known before I went into motherhood. 3 lessons that I have learned the hard way, and frankly you may even have to learn them the hard way too, but hopefully by sharing my personal experience it'll help you guys grow and learn and make the most out of motherhood. So let's get started. So the first thing might sound silly, but truly it has been a game changer in the way that I parent, in the way that I manage my home, and that is understanding that physical clutter develops and contributes to mental and emotional clutter. And what I mean by that is that I went through a lot of my early years as a mother trying to do it all, trying to manage the home and trying to take care of the kids and spend time with them. But I realized that I had so many things inside my home that it was causing me to be unable to spend the time I wanted to spend with my kids, and it was taking over. So I either was spending more time managing my home and not spending as much time with my kids, or vice versa, and I was spending more time with my kids and then my home was totally out of control. And I wish that I would have learned then what I know now, and that is to let things go. Things control us. They really, truly 100% do, guys. And we need to learn to let go of that. I was keeping on to things like my kids would grow out of clothes and I would keep them, but when I was like, oh, just in case we might have another kid. And what I really had to come to grips with was God provided it once. If we need it again, He'll provide it again. And when I truly let that go and learned to trust God with that, I was freed up emotionally. I was freed up time-wise, where I didn't have to spend as much time cleaning and working on stuff because I could just enjoy being. And we've got a ways to go. We're not perfect by any means. We always have more that we could get rid of. But I think that really realizing that would have helped early on if I had just let things go. If I had learned that I don't have to have every baby gadget out there, that I had just decided to not stockpile things just in case. So that's first tip. And I will say along with that, if you're looking at more tips for how to declutter and how to get back on the path of more of a minimalistic lifestyle, even if we don't live a true minimalistic lifestyle, but getting back towards that, I would definitely recommend checking out my friend's channel, Erica Lucas. She has an amazing channel all about this very topic. And guys, she is the most real person you are ever going to meet with this. She's not one of these people that are going to show you this picture perfect home and then be like, look how I decluttered and got rid of 5 coffee mugs. No, like, this girl is the real deal. And she will show you the real homeschool mom life of how things can get out of hand so easily, but how she's doing amazing baby steps to get set on track. So I love her. I wish I would have found her channel. I wish she would have had a channel back when I was a new mom, and you guys should definitely go check it out. I'll put it up in the links above and down below in the description. Tip number 2 is really truly why I decided to make this channel, and that is to live in the moment and realize that God gave you the kids He gave you with the gifts He gave you in the timing that He gave you, and to make the most of that. Because truthfully, I think so often we always are thinking about the next thing, right? We're just sitting going, man, oh, this baby is so sweet. I can hold it and cuddle it and go, man, I can't wait till it can talk or till it can walk. I can't wait till I can throw around a football in the backyard with my son, or till I can cook with my daughter. Oh, I can't wait till I don't need babysitters anymore. Whatever it is, right? There's always something we're looking forward to, and we can really lose the joy in the moment right then. My whole channel is about life in the mundane, about living in the mundane and understanding that those little moments are what make up the majority of our life. It's not the going and seeing your kid graduate or getting to even see them get married. Those are just pieces, right, of a much greater picture. And so understanding and really learning to love and grasp onto those little moments is so, so important. So take the time. Go play outside with your kids. Take the time to enjoy the stage that you are at. I think a big thing that I questioned a lot as a new mom is I didn't feel like I had a very strong maternal instinct initially. And I really, honestly, compared to what I have now, I didn't. And I thought something was wrong with me. I thought that maybe God made a mistake. I mean, I really would never say that, but that's how I felt. Or maybe maybe something's wrong with me. But truthfully, I was struggling with postpartum depression at that time, and I didn't understand that. I have made a whole video about kind of ways that I, like my story with postpartum depression and how I've worked through all of that and stuff like that. If you guys want to check that out, you can check that out above. But I really questioned, was I even cut out for this? The answer is God doesn't make mistakes, and he gave you that child at that time for a reason, and he will give you the things you need to sustain you through that. So just be aware of that. Don't always be looking ahead. Enjoy the moments that you're in. And sometimes, guys, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I had a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old at one point, and the 1-year-old had severe medical special needs, still does, and we had over 16 surgeries before she was 6 years old. So I'm not talking about an easy peasy life. There were points where I couldn't see the good in the moment, but that's when you reach out and you call a friend, you talk to your mom, you talk to somebody who can be like, but Katie, think about these sweet things that you're getting to experience right now. So that's the second thing. The third thing, and this is probably the most important thing, guys, so really pay attention here, is to really grasp the concept of, in light of eternity, does it really matter? My dad said this growing up all the time, and I said it a lot, but really grasping what that means is that in light of eternity, is what happening right now, does it really matter? There are things that in light of eternity don't matter, and it doesn't mean they're not important. In light of eternity, if my kitchen's clean, does it really matter? No. Does that mean I can stop cleaning my kitchen? Unfortunately, no. I have to keep doing those things and be faithful in those things that God has called me to, but prioritize those things that in light of eternity do matter first. So for example, as early on as a mom, I realized that I was wound up in the comparison game. And guys, I'm not gonna even pretend like that was only an early motherhood, but I was definitely wound up in the comparison game. I struggled with breastfeeding, and it was very hard and a very emotional decision. All the moms around me were thriving in breastfeeding. They were very verbal about the fact that I should be, and were in some ways putting me down because I didn't, and making me feel like less of a mom. Not that all of them did that, but a lot did. And that was really hard for me to wrap my head around. It caused me to struggle quite a bit. But truthfully, I realized that regardless of how my kids were fed, regardless of what age they potty trained, or even what age they're reading, as I have struggling readers right now, in light of eternity, does any of that matter? No. What matters is growing them in the relationship with Christ, and growing them in character, and I'm helping them to understand the God we serve. And so I would just say, doesn't mean don't potty train, don't feed your kids. That's not what I'm saying. But really take the time to look at your day. Where do you spend the majority of your day? Do you spend it taking care of their physical needs or their spiritual needs? And yes, the time may not balance out. I'm not saying you have to spend equal amounts of time, but make sure you are spending a good chunk of your day, that your kids realize that's a priority for you. Whether that's reading the word yourself to feed yourself first, doing family devotions, doing catechism cards. That's been something that's been such a blessing. I wish I would have done that a long time ago, but we started doing that just this past year, and it has been such a blessing to be memorizing the catechism with my kids, and to see them applying it all throughout life. To see them listen to a sermon and go, oh, we know that because that has to do with one of our catechism cards. Yes, there is only one God, and he is in 3 persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Like, to see them do that, that is what brings me joy. And that's what brings the Father joy. So I think that really realizing that, one quote that has been so impactful in my life, and I have it up on my wall even, is it says, only one life, 'twill soon be past. Only what's done for Christ will last. And guys, that is so true. We have only one life, and it is going so fast. I know you've probably heard it before, but the days are long, sometimes very long, and the years are truly short. And that's not helpful in the moment. Not even gonna pretend like that helps on those really rough days. But understanding that the things that we put into our kids spiritually will last long term. Understanding that the things that, even if it's not spiritual things that we're doing, but when we wash dishes to the glory of God, when we change that diaper to the glory of God, when we do those things, that those things will last, that is impactful. and I wish I would have really gotten my head wrapped around that. I would love to hear what you guys think, what you guys have discovered in motherhood, lessons that you've learned. And this is actually a collaboration video. So there's a whole bunch of other moms sharing tips that they would have wished they would have known. Things from very practical things to more abstract things. So be sure to check out the playlist down below. And if you like videos on homeschooling, home management, parenting, and things like that, I hope you guys will stick around my channel. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification to be notified when new videos come out. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so be sure to come back on Saturday when I plan to share a few of my favorite games that we have discovered to play online using Zoom or whatever video platform you prefer to use during this quarantine time. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.